Happening tonight on KNWA, the countdown to the Tokyo Olympics continues as the top athletes in track and field compete in the U.S. Olympic track trials starting at 7.
That's right. Then catch an all-new American Ninja Warrior. Well, you'll see a local competitor. Let's meet him right now. American Ninja Warrior is back right here on KNWA, and you're going to be seeing a local face on the show this season. Owen Dyer from Bentonville is a contestant on the show, and we're here at Flip Ninja Gym in Lowell to interview him. Hey, Owen.
Hey, Owen.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah. Good. How are you? And talk to us. I'm curious about how you got started in all this.
Well, I mean, I've never really found traditional sports to be my thing, and so about 3 years ago, my younger brother, Dyer, he got involved here at Flipside Ninja Park at the gym. And I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I want to give that a shot. And so I came out and gave it a try, and now it's led me to the show.
Wait, 3 years?
Yes.
So you have just been doing this for 3 years, and now you're on national television.
Yes, yeah.
Showing everybody up.
Right.
It's a dream come true, this whole experience. It's been incredible.
Yeah, talk about what it means to be representing Northwest Arkansas on the show.
Oh, I'm super proud and honored to be representing Northwest Arkansas, just because we haven't really had too many big name ninjas in general come out of Arkansas, so I'm glad to just represent.
Yeah. What about your training? Like, what do you have to do to get ready for the show?
There are so many parts to ninja. Overall, you have to have the upper body strength, there's grip strength, there's leg strength, you just have to have speed and agility, balance. There's just so much that goes into it. Just training. I train almost every single day of the week. I have at least 1 or 2 rest days in there. But other than that, I make sure to put as much time as possible into it.
Jason, those are all the things that you also have as well: upper arm strength, leg strength,
totally.
balance.
Look how much space there is in my shirt here, and then look at this guy. And speaking of shirt, I'm seeing you got Dyer Situation going on right there. Talk to us a little bit about the name.
So the Dyer Situation just kind of came from, well, my last name's Dyer, and so then what we wanted to do was we wanted it to show just kind of how I am on the course. I feel like every single time there's just some kind of situation that I get into that's kind of a little bit just unique and different. And that's what I like to live by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to us. Do you have a favorite kind of exercise that you do as you're training?
Training-wise, my favorite things to train are fingertip strength and grip strength in general. So, like, one of my favorite obstacles to train is the cliffhanger. And that's just one of my favorite things to do.
That's one of my favorite movies to watch with Sylvester Stallone. What about a favorite challenge or course or that you do on the show or even in training?
Just courses in general, long endurance, cardio-wise, those are probably not my favorites, but the grip strength, just strength endurance is probably my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Now, when you are 16 years old, what do you have to say for other teenagers out there who may want to compete? What do you have to say to them, maybe to encourage them?
Oh, I would just like to say, just go after what you want. Don't let other people influence your own decisions on what you do. I mean, people have always said comments, hey, that's not a real sport, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing something that I love and I enjoy, so I'm going to go after it, and I'm making my dreams come true.
You do you, man. And that's encouraging and inspiring, I think, to teenagers, but also even people like us, right? Keep doing what you do. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're training here at the park, but you also get to train at home. Tell us about the situation you have set up at your house.
Yes, so while I'm not here at the gym, I built a few obstacles in my garage at home. And from there, I've trained a lot of the obstacles from the show. We built smaller versions of them. So we may not be able to build to the scale of the show, but we just do a lot more reps on the things at home.
So you mean, you're saying smaller scale, is the intensity the same? Is the workout the same as it would be in a gym like this?
Yes. So I would say we probably don't have the room to do the big swing stuff that we do here, but I definitely have the room at home to train all the strength and everything needed to do this.
And what about the community support? There's a lot of people that are getting behind you here in Northwest Arkansas. You said you're happy to represent, proud to represent Northwest Arkansas. Tell us about that community support.
I'm just so thankful to have the community behind me. It just makes the experience that much more fun and that much more rewarding, just to be able to represent NWA, and I'm super proud.
Yeah, we are definitely proud of you and all that you're doing. I think you even inspired Jason. I mean, Jason, we are here at the gym. I mean, Owen said he likes to do fingertip exercises. Maybe he can show you a little something.
Do you mind? Would you show me? I need to strengthen my grip.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Oh no, what am I in for?
This won't end well. That was very fun.
I love that they showed me falling off right there at the end. Oh, absolutely great. Oh, and man, best of luck to you. Great stuff.